But some days, like, I don't show my emotions because I gotta be strong for my kids. But I don't have nobody to be there for me.
I'm a woman, not here to please you. It's time to move on, cause my time is now. I am a woman, play by my own rules. I got my 2 feet on solid ground. And then I take the first step 1,000,000 more. And I make mistakes I never made before. But either way I know I made up my mind. I'm through feeling scared, I'm leaving all that behind.
Hey guys, let me turn off this heat. I decided to just start recording. Oh, I hate my neck. I started just to record right now. Today I'm feeling very crappy. I'm not myself, and I really wanted to just record this raw, like, feeling that I'm feeling at this moment. And I just really can't explain it. Like, today has been just everywhere. So let me tell you the reason why I'm feeling this way. So after Christmas, my daughter, I have a 2-year-old, and she went into a seizure. The first time she ever had a seizure, she had what they call a grandmother seizure, or if you know, like, correct me, I don't care right now, but she had a grandmother seizure. And so basically what happened is we were sleeping. So let me just tell you how it went that day, the first time she had a seizure. So I took her into the hospital. I took her because she needed to do her shots. During the time she was like 1, and she needed to take her shots. And I took her into her doctor appointment. Everything was normal. She was fine. Now, mind you, I just feel like I just want to cry because I'm just so stressed. But mind you, prior to me even, I feel like I'm jumping into different things, but mind you, at the beginning, my son was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks. Son was also in the hospital for a week because he had a huge lymph node on the side of his neck. The reason why he had a huge lymph node on his neck, they stated that he was fighting off a virus, and so they thought he had meningitis, and they did a spinal tap on him, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff. I was stressed out. I was losing so much money at the same time, but at the same time I knew that is my baby, that's my son. So I was the reason why I'm saying money, and I know some people be like, but that's your kid, is because I'm a single parent. I don't have no one paying my bills. I have no one taking care of me. So rent had to come, like, and it was just so stressful because I was going through my FMLA and this company called Sedgwick, and I was going back and forth with them and going back and forth with them, and it was so stressful because they didn't understand, like, hey, I'm a single parent, like, I can't keep on leaving work because y'all want me to tell the doctor. Why don't you contact the doctor and ask the doctor about this information? Why are you, like, it was just a whole bunch of stuff. So anyway, after my son was released out of the hospital, he also had to do a follow-up. So due to the fact that she was was already coming in for her shots, I made the same appointment for my son. So my son and my daughter goes in. My son, he's cool. They said everything looks good on him, but he still had to take his medicine that they prescribed for him. My daughter, on the other end, they gave her shots. Now my daughter was fine. I gave her, after that we went and I got her like some little snacks, and we went home and everybody was cool. She was her hyper self as a 1-year-old will be, and she was just goofy. Now going past that, at nighttime, at night, she started getting overheated. Like she was getting overheated, like really, really bad. And she was getting fussy. So usually I give her Tylenol and stuff. So I gave her some Tylenol and she cooled back down. But then her temperature spiked up back again. And I think it went up to 102 and 102, 103. So it spiked up again. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm putting the rags on her. I'm cooling her down. So sorry. My mom was calling me, so I had to record this video back over again. So sorry. So hopefully I got in. I'm so sorry. So she was getting hot. I took her shirt off so she ain't cool. She got cool and everything. No, she did not get cool. So immediately when I took her shirt off, she immediately went into like a seizure. And it freaked me out, like, because she was like grabbing on the pillows and grabbing on my shirt and stuff, and her eyes was rolling back. And for me, I was just like, oh my goodness. Now mind you, her dad during the time was staying with me, and he was in the room, and I was trying to call for him, but he didn't come. He was still knocked to sleep. And I was just, oh, I just have so much frustration and built up frustration. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, it's so hard being a single parent. Like, people just don't understand. It's not what I asked to be in, but it's just basically like, I don't know. But yeah, so she started just going into a seizure. And then I'm calling the doctors and I'm telling the doctors like, hey, not calling the doctors, I'm talking to the people on the phone, and I'm like, hey, you know, this is what's happening. And they're like, okay, we'll put her on the side. You're asking me all these questions, and I wasn't mad at them, I'm just frustrated because it's just like I'm trying to control her, and she's like so strong, and I'm trying to make sure she's not hurt or anything. And finally her dad wakes up when the ambulance comes, and then we're standing there and they're putting her, they putting everything on her because they were like, are you sure she had a seizure? Like, this is what really ished me off, okay, is when people question my parenthood or if I'm capable to understand about my child. Like, they ask, are you sure she had a seizure? And then 5 minutes in, she had a seizure. This is why I try to tell people, like, Lord, do your work, because you got to make people believers. Like, I don't need to keep on telling you that she keeps on having this. Like, people feel like when somebody has an illness, everything have to be seen. Like, something, oh my goodness, I keep on getting cut off because people keep on calling me and people keep on just like calling this phone. I'm gonna continue to make this video no matter what, guys. I just feel like today is just not my day. But anyway, they had a seizure. So the guy is asking who's gonna be coming with them to take her to the children's hospital. So her father, he's looking like space cadet. He's like so my mom, she was like, I'm gonna go, let's go. And I'm just like, are you serious? And I'm not trying to talk bad about him, but it just really ished me off because it just really ished me off. And it have nothing to do with today, but it kind of does, because sometimes you want to have that person where you can lean on. It's not my mom's job to take care of my daughter or be there in the hospital. I mean, of course my mom is going to be there because I'm her child, you know, but I just don't know what's wrong with these males in these generations. And I know most people say, oh, well, you picked them. Oh, you picked them. Okay, fine. I don't care. I don't need to be with, you know, my kids, all three of my kids have one father. But it's good to actually be like, forget about me and you. Like, let's focus on our kid. And it just makes people like me very angry, because I'm not an angry person. But it's a situation where I'm leaving work again because I'm fighting with the health care for her because she had another seizure. And once again, we went to a doctor out here in Washington, and the doctor was like, oh no, she has an ear infection, and that's why she's, you know, moving crazy. And I'm like, this does not make sense. Like, what are you talking about? Now, mind you, I was at work. My mom was like, don't leave, I'm gonna take care of it. And so he told my mom this, and they're about to, and let me tell you, I'm not trying to, if you're not, let me tell you how my God is so great. You don't even have to be, if you're not religious, I'm not even trying, but let me tell you how good my God is, okay? So all of a sudden they had said that my baby was not having a seizure, even though she had during that week maybe like 6 or 7 seizures, okay? They kept on saying my 2-year-old was not having a seizure. They kept on saying she was not having a seizure. And I'm like, okay, then what is she having? Like, what is she having? Oh, she had an ear infection. Oh, she's constipated. She never was constipated before. Like, she goes to the daycare, they would have told me. They would have said, hey, Princess, she's constipated, X, Y, and Z. It was always an excuse, and I'm just like, okay, you want to play with me. So mind you, I was in a hospital. I was at work, and my mom, she was like, okay, well, Princess, they're about to release us. Do you know how the Lord worked? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how the Lord worked. Before my daughter can even walk out that door, she went straight into a seizure. She went straight into a seizure. And this is why I try to tell people, especially parents and single parents, stop letting people tell you what to do with your kid. Like, if you feel like something is wrong with your kids, like, I have heard stories. Well, I took my kids to the hospital like 6 or 7 times, and then they finally found a cure. Like, let me tell you something. I prayed, and I don't care what nobody say. If you're not a supporter, I don't care. Just leave, go, whatever. But let me tell you something. It is very, very hard when you sitting there with your baby and they going through that. It's very hard. Because all you want to do is do right for your kids. You always want to do right for your kids. And you want to teach your kids. And it's just so hard. And guys, like, I'm like going through it today. That's what you get. You get the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, never let somebody tell you if you're wrong about your kids. You know, because my daughter keeps on having these seizures and everybody keeps on playing it off. And I'm like, I'm not going crazy. I'm not going crazy. You're not going to make me seem like I'm going crazy or whatever. And, you know, prayer is the key. Prayer is the key. And like I said, I'm not trying to change anybody's religious beliefs or viewpoint. But I can tell you my testimony is that they was alive. And I made a fool. I didn't make a fool out of them. They made a fool out of themselves. And I'm not saying all doctors are that way, because I have run into some great doctors. But I'm just basically saying is, especially when you don't have that support and you're doing it by yourself, it's very hard, because you're playing mommy, daddy, you're playing doctor. I'm doing every little thing, and I'm trying to keep up, and I'm trying to do the best and everything, but I'm just having a very emotional day, guys. I really am. I really am. I'm just trying to, I don't know where God has for me. I don't know what God is trying to place me. But some days, like, I don't show my emotions, because I gotta be strong for my kids. But I don't have nobody to be there for me. I'm sorry. This is my good, my bad, and my ugly, guys. Alright, guys. I'll see y'all later.